welcome back. And if you joined us late, we're talking about women serving in our military and for those who have served. And it's amazing to me that there's so many things you can learn. And for instance, that we have some 6,000 female veterans in the Greenville-Spartanburg area. And there are 36,000 in South Carolina alone. And I'm honored to have Dr. Judy Smith here, who's from the United States Air Force. And next to her is Robin Grable, and she is a Navy veteran. And you both have served in the military with honor. And it's just lovely to have you here and to talk about it. I'm thinking about some of these young people that are getting ready to move into life. They're graduating from high school, and maybe they don't know what they want to do, or they're worried about job opportunities. And there are jobs for women and a chance for education and things in the military. And you've lived through this, you understand. So what do you think? Would you advise a young person to look into this?
I think it's a wonderful opportunity. I mean, obviously, I came into the military with an undergraduate degree, but I got both my master's while I was in the military. I used my military service education opportunity to get my PhD. Obviously, it is a wonderful opportunity for all women and young women to advance themselves through the military.
And you were a director of some sort in Europe.
I was the director of the graduate program for the University of Maryland, which is a university that was started during World War II to educate our service members.
That's wonderful.
So this was for 27 countries throughout Europe, and I worked exclusively with military members.
And what about you,
and their
Robin?
families, excuse me.
What about you?
I went into the Navy right out of high school. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I actually went in with no designation. So I chose a date I wanted to join the Navy. Didn't know what I was going to do for the Navy at the time, and figured it out once I went through basic training and came into the data processing field. So there's a lot of opportunities for females, any person looking to go into the military, for finding themselves, growing up. It's a great way to figure out who you are in a safe environment. You're very much protected. The leadership there takes care of their units. So it's a great place to learn and to grow.
And to travel. Now, you obviously have been able to see parts of the world that you may never have experienced and meet people, different people.
Absolutely. I was stationed in Iceland for 2 years. I remember when the recruiter told me I was going to Iceland, I didn't know where Iceland was at the time. Beautiful country. So it was a great experience. I was 18 at the time, hardly have been out of Indiana, so it was an awesome experience to go and do that. Judy's seen a lot more of the world than I have, so, but it is an awesome opportunity to see places you may never have seen before and to experience things that you wouldn't have seen, cultural opportunities that you wouldn't get to experience anywhere else.
And when you went into the service, you just you didn't really have any idea what you wanted to do? Or
I did not, because I basically knew I wanted to go in the Navy, just didn't want to wait for a specific designation. So, and I still didn't know what it was. So I went in when I got a date and figured it out once I went through basic training.
And now you obviously have families?
Yes.
Yes. Well, neither one of us had. Did you have a family when you went into the military?
No.
I did not have a family when I went into the military. I grew up in the military. My father was in the military.
Okay, so you came from a military background.
I came from a military family. I started school in Canada. I finished school in Guam. And then I earned my degree in Kansas City after my father retired. And I saw a chance to continue to see the world. And that really was the momentum for me. I asked my recruiter, what would get me to Europe the fastest? And he said, transportation. And I said, I always wanted to do that. So I ran aerial ports for 15 years.
Amazing. And Robin, you now, you own your own business, am I right?
I do. It's called Service to Civilian. It was basically started
What do you do?
So we specialize in veteran career placement. So we take a veteran, we work with them on their resume, we work with them on their transition and their military skills translation. We give them a career assessment to help them understand the career fit that they're in and help them be able to project their strengths and their competencies. A lot of military have a hard time talking about themselves because we're not used to, there's no I in the team. So you're used to working on the mission, not yourself.
It's
you
all
come out,
we, isn't it?
Exactly. And when you come out into the civilian market, you have to learn to talk about yourself. So we work with them to do their transition, and then we work with employers to hire veterans and talk about veteran awareness and why the value of hiring a veteran, what leadership skills they bring to the table, et cetera.
So you're, in a way, you're still serving.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to be back and doing that and working with our veterans. I'd been
And
away for a while.
You both live in the upstate.
Yes.
We do.
Okay. So you have this organization, and I want to address that while we have time. The Greenville-Spartanburg Sister Veterans Meetup. And it's like, what, 3 or 4 months old. This is something
Very
brand new.
Absolutely.
Did you start this?
We did.
I had a feeling you did.
It's an idea that I had, and I wanted to do that, but I was really looking for a partner to do that with. And I was lucky enough to meet Robin, and so we decided to partner on this and move it forward.
So you meet
Monthly.
in the upstate?
We do. We try hard to meet someplace that is within 30 minutes of sort of the circle drive, which means 30 minutes from Spartanburg, 30 minutes from downtown Greenville, 30 minutes from Easley. So we try very hard to stay around the 85 area in different locations.
So that people can easily
Come in
access
and-
your...
and- exactly.
And you meet once a month?
Once a month, every other month we meet at lunch, and then on the opposite months we meet after work at 5.
And this does not, there is no initiation fee.
Nothing.
And it isn't just for people who've served as officers. I mean, any woman who has served in any capacity would be
Absolutely.
welcome. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We have a Vietnam nurse that served in Vietnam. So she's one of our members. So it runs the gamut from 20-year-olds all the way up to, we have a 70-year-old in the group. So,
And so somebody
everyone's
who
welcome.
served a long time ago would still be welcome.
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
not
Absolutely.
looking for just people who fresh out of the military.
Absolutely, because their experience can be very insightful to the younger generation, what they've gone through, their stories. It can be very helpful to today's younger females.
If somebody out there is thinking about this, what would you advise then a young woman to look into military service in, and is there any particular way that she should do that? Or your Navy, did you just happen to go into the Navy, or was,
My father was in the Navy, so that's
Okay.
probably kind of pointed me in
That
that
explains
direction.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But any branch of the service,
absolutely.
they could contact.
Absolutely.
And do you have to sign up for a long, long time, or do you have to bring to the table, you have to be a graduate of high school, or what are you required?
Yes, you do have to be a graduate of high school, I think, in all services except possibly the Army.
Okay.
But all other services, the answer is yes, you must be a high school graduate. And of course, to be an officer, you must have an undergraduate degree.
Yeah, but you can also work on these degrees once
While
you
you're in.
become a
Absolutely.
military person, right?
Education is one of the greatest values of being in the military.
Absolutely.
And of course, that holds true for young men and young women.
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
And you meet every month.
We do. Different locations, so they can find us on the meetup site, and our locations and the dates and times will be on the website.
So we have Greenville-Spartanburg Sister Veterans Meetup.
Yes.
And if somebody clicks that on, they would find where you meet, how to make more contacts.
Absolutely.
It's
All
all
they
there.
have to do is go into that website and join the group. We have 60 members already within our very short 4 months. We've hit
See,
60.
this is new, yeah.
And so with 60 members, the beauty is that they can join, they have access to the schedule, we advertise everything going on, we give information, we put in some information about entitlements, we add articles to it, they can read, they can come to the meetings.
Okay, so anyone is welcome to investigate. And you are Air Force, and Robin, you were Navy. I said, oh, I think you are Navy. You're
Yes.
even still in Navy blue clothes. And so all of these branches offer opportunities
Correct.
to young people.
Absolutely.
So the main thing is to investigate through that website. And then you would find out what is available and what requirements there are.
To joining the group? Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. It'll have our dates, the list of the dates and the times and where we're meeting.
Okay. And there is no initiation fee or anything like that.
Nope.
If
Basically
you have
free.
served, you're welcome
Absolutely.
in any capacity, in any branch.
Absolutely. It's educational. It's a chance to share your story. So it's really open to everyone, and we really want to encourage female veterans out there to join us because we want to hear a lot of the contributions that the female veterans have made. There's not a lot of awareness around female veterans.
I don't think people realize the part that women
Absolutely.
have played in our armed forces.
Absolutely.
One of the reasons that I did this at the onset was because I feel like women don't have an opportunity to tell their story. Women need a chance who have served to tell their story. And women tend not to tell the story in front of men. Women tell the story in front of other women. You know, and
Yeah, we're pretty good at sharing with each other.
absolutely. And telling that story is cathartic. Whether it's a positive story, whether it's not, whether it is a story of a full 20 years or more, or whether it's a story of 4 years,
Okay.
it's still an important story to tell as part of their lives that so often they don't have a chance to explore.
Well, any woman veteran is welcome, whether you're retired or active or whatever, at these meetings every month. And it's Greenville-Spartanburg Sister Veterans Meetup. And I'll keep the information here if you didn't get it. And God bless you, both of you,
Thank
for
you.
coming and sharing, and keep the good work up.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll just say, God bless America. We'll see you next time.